Hello everybody, Pam here with Tattered Paper and Lace, and I am here today to show you a new journal that will be in my Etsy shop. I appreciate you joining me today and letting me know what you think about this journal. This is made with a vintage book. It is I believe it's a 1934 copyright, and the name of the book is The Art of Being a Successful Business Girl. So I have chosen to make this be almost like a textbook annual-ish kind of thing. So you'll see what I'm talking about as we go through. It's got about 250 pages with 8 signatures. Has 1.5 inch spine, and it's 8 1/4 by 5 3/8. I have closed it with a elastic and a Tim Holtz hitch post, and then it also has this charm up here that has a pencil. Well, it's not a real pencil, but a pencil look charm, a little typewriter, a pen nib on this sort of industrial wire sort of thing here on a in an eyelet on the front here. Like I said, this is a 1934 edition, and the front was solid red with these border lines around it. And I found a picture in an annual of this girl sitting on the, it looks like a dorm bed, typing, and it says, "Dear Look Editor, I need a new job." So I thought that was kind of appropriate for this being how to be a successful business girl. So let's go inside and see what we have. It's an elastic closure. I kept the original end papers in here because they had such nice coloring on them, but I did do a hidden spine. It's a hollow hidden spine with the 8 signatures. You can see it's hollow there. And so this is part of what the signatures are sewn in. So I just made that be a pocket with a little lace here. And then I have like it's a 1954, 1956 high school annual that I took. That's where the picture on the front came from. And then I just added some other little photos that's from that same annual. I have some computer paper in here. This is the offcuts from that. And then this book came with a book jacket, but it was in very bad shape. So I just kept the flap that tells you what the book is about and tuck those right here in this pocket. So here I've used a children's dictionary, and so I chose to start the book with the letter A, and just added that in. And then this is the title page, of which I added this is one of the girls from sewing pattern envelope. I have several of those through here. So I just thought I'd add that on there. And this is The Art of Being a Successful Business Girl. And here is the copyright. Oh, and I got that wrong. It's 1943, not 38. I don't know where I got it for 38 from. It's 1943 copyright. And then this says this book belongs to. Then I have some of in my mother's things. There was an old address book where you wrote in your addresses, just a paperback variety. So I took out some of the pages of that to include in here. Here we have a pocket with another image from the high school annual of this cheerleader, and then just some pieces for writing. And those are tucked in this little pocket up here. And this is on a typewriter. You know, one of those tall typewriter manuals where you're learning how to type in high school. I thought I'd add this picture because this looks like an office building that's being built. And, well, this could be a future place that one of these ladies who are going through this course might work at. Here is the tractor feed computer paper I was telling you about. Some stamping here. This is not terribly vintage. It's probably from the 90s, I guess. And it is coffee dyed, whatever that paper's called, that they put, ledger paper. So I have used that in here. It's a fold over. This is an image from a children's book, and she is a librarian actually there, but I think of her as the dean of this school. And then we have coffee dyed paper. I have lots of little clusters on several of the pages. And this is a Perpetual Calendar kind of page that I've added the office supply to. I like adding this little vintage looking fan that came from a magazine. And this little strip looks like washi, but it also came from a magazine. So I just cut it up and use it. Another little bit here, and there's some date stamps that you can use, that you would use in an office. Here on this side of this ledger paper, I have a sample check, what looks like the cover of the Gibson New Book magazine, and then this is a note. That's a handwritten little note that was also in my mother's things. So I'm just including those in here. And this little pocket, which this came from a book. And then here is a picture of a lady that may be coming in to take this class, this course. And then here's some shorthand for quick note-taking, and then just a little note pad there for journaling. Some little collaging here. I've used several business-type self-inking stamps that you might find in an office. So I've used several of those. And then we have this little note card that said notes. And this is decoupaged onto a typewriter page from my vintage typewriter manual. And then here is a floating pocket that I have made. You can journal on the back. This is made from an instant oatmeal package. And I like the way I have made, this came from the children's book that's about the library, but I like that I made his little hands go over the edge of that pocket. I think that's so cute. That just worked out well. And so I've just got a little collaging here, and this has a little tag in the back that you can journal on as well. And that's floating, so we just took that right in there. That's the address book again. This is the original page from the book, and I did some napkin decoupaging there. Made some banners here for tuck spots, so we've got a little bit of journaling. And this is another picture from the, I tried to get all the pictures that had typewriters in it for, whatever reason, just because, well, this is a business, I'll be a successful business girl, so it's mainly talking about secretarial. Here is one of those Target seed packet envelopes that was all the rage about a year or two ago. This is another girl from the sewing pattern envelope, and then this is an insurance advertising that I have. This is handmade paper with some just doodling on the corners. This is on the other side. This sheet is the other side of the A dictionary, children's dictionary. Then I have used as the front of 3 or 4 signatures this is from 1957. This is the annual page where people would write their sentiment about school and, enjoyed having class with you or whatever. This is kind of fun to read, so I included that in here. And this is the original page from the book. That's a Tracy Fox label, and this is a rub-on here. Then this was just a little piece of something from my scrapbooking days that I included here to make a pocket. Made another little collaged tag to write on. This is also from that children's book about the library. I thought he might be, I don't know, he might be the dean and she might be a teacher. I don't know. And then we have a little journaling card here. I love this fabric. I think that fabric is just, I just love the colors. So we've got that, and it's stitched around. The fabric is stitched on. Then we have a date stamp here, and this is some paper that Sally at Studio Rat had sent me, along with some other things, and so I have included that in here. And then also we have another journaling card here with a typewriter, and then this is a picture, and it's got dated here. This is a Tracy Fox label, 10 October 1958, but it is from the 1957 annual, and this is, I'm thinking this is faculty of this course, How to Be a Successful Business Girl, and so I have included that there. And it is a journaling card. I've backed it onto some heavier paper, so it is a journaling card. A little collaging right here. This is from a 1989, I think it was. I've used the book cover now, and it had I've used the book in the pages, and so I don't have all the information, but I think it was a 1989 or 1978, something like that. Statistics books on schools. So I included that in here. This is a 1923, 2 or 3 dictionary. Coffee dye paper. And then I have another little book that is has these record keeping pages in it. So I included those in this stamp right here. Was my dad's business. So I kept his business stamp. And I've made a pocket here out of this typewriter manual page. Journaling card here. And then this is a napkin collaged piece of card that has then been embossed. And my friend Dee at the Paper Drawer made that. So I have included, and the colors fit nicely, so I included that in here. Writing space here. This is the other side of the records book. Just a little tab here. Cut this little purse out of a catalog, and I just thought that looked kind of 1950-ish. So I included that here and put it on the dictionary page. Another little fan there, vintage fan. This is a Tim Holtz vellum, and it is of buildings. And this is truly the state superintendent of common schools. So I thought, well, he might be the superintendent of this particular business course. So then we have a vintage, this was in my mother's things too. It was sealed up, but it was empty. So I tore the end off to make sure it was empty. And so this is being included in here, so you could use that as a pocket. Then we have a piece of ephemera that says an interesting, fascinating study, and it is talking about how different features, what that might mean about the personalities. And I'm thinking that someone who is taking a course and intends to get along with business people might need to know these sorts of things. And this is the 10 Commandments of Human Relations, which I also think might be something that a secretary or someone working in the business world might need to know. So here is some napkin decoupage on an original book page. There was about 8 little line drawings like this, so I included all 8 of them in here. Here is another annual page. Got a little tab there. It's fun to read the sentiments that people had put in, and this looks like the building windows. Decoupage here on this typewriter page. Another image from a sewing pattern, and then this is another image of the librarian, which she could be the librarian at this school. She could either be the dean, the librarian, or a professor, but I kind of like the juxtaposition of that. Then this is a original page from the book that is decoupaged with napkin on top. Then I have a quote here that says, "Self-knowledge is the beginning of self-improvement." This is a blank business check sheet here that I've included. And then this is a coffee dyed envelope, and it actually isn't coffee dyed. It actually is just a white envelope that I covered with coffee dyed dryer sheet. It has a neat texture, and it makes it look like it has been coffee dyed. And here is a piece of printed ephemera. That is a receipt, vintage looking receipt, and this is the offcut from the page earlier with the, can't seem to remember the name of that, ledger paper. For some reason that name is escaping me today. And then here I have a tracing paper pocket, I believe, that has maybe been onion skin dyed. This was also from Sally at Studio Rat. She did some stitching on that, which I think is nice. I stitched around it and attached it to the page. And in here we have a report for the month of July 1926, original piece of ephemera, Southern Shorthand and Business University. So that's an original piece of ephemera there. And then this is from the book. It's very fragile, so I backed it with tissue, wrapping tissue. And this is an example of how you would do a business letter. Tuck that in there. Then this is on an invoice that I received when we were having some work done on our house, and I just coffee dyed it, covered up some pertinent information, and then I liked the color of it. Added a little image here. This is from a timekeeping book that is from the 30s. Then here we have a little bit of fabric that I think looks good with this paper, and it says today is, and that's January 4th. Stamping here. I had these little stickers that I thought might be kind of fun to add, just pop here and there. And so that says, "This just in," and that's transistor radio. And it's on that forms sheet, a book that has forms in it. Some washi right here. This is, oh, this is fun. This is fun. This had a whole sheet of printed office supply things. So here, this is ink. It says ink eraser, and it says keep bottles tightly corked. Okay, this and this were printed separately. So I made this. So this piece was printed separately, and I made this be the lid for that, so it actually would come on and off. And you can also use that as a tuck spot in there. But I thought that turned out so cute. Love it. So evidently this is a two-part ink eraser, because this says first and second, and so that has its little cap on. This is from the timekeeper's book. Stamp here. The other side of that receipt, and this is napkin decoupage. This is another image that was from that same sheet that this came from. It had these pencils on it, so we included that. This has washi tape around it because this is the business check blank, and it has perforated right there. So I put washi so that it wouldn't come apart. This is washi right here. There's another one of those line drawn images that were in the original book. Another office-y thing here, and then here's another girl from sewing pattern book. And these, I've sprinkled these throughout because this is like the progression of the Successful Business Girl School. Some writing space here. Here's another sheet of the 1957 annual with the sentiments written in. Here's another title page. A little collaging there. More computer paper. Here is a little belly band with two little things in it. This says Toby's Business College. This actually came from a scrapbooking paper. And then this I've just added. This is wrapping paper. And this paper had this gold line here, so I just added the butterfly at the top. some stamping on there. And then used the wrapping paper. This is ribbon, wrapping paper here. And then this is answers to the problem that was cut out of a piece of the typing paper manual, the typing manual. Over here, napkin decoupage of these cups on this Craig's shorthand. Some faux vintage tape here. Cut another little image out of catalog, and this looks like a leather satchel, and so I've used it as a little pocket and just have some little tiny narrow tags in there. Statistics book. This is the address book, Perpetual Calendar. Then here I used senior pictures of these ladies to make a belly band, and we have a couple of journaling spots in there. I like how that turned out too. So this is on a typing manual page. So I have a typewriter, and we have a little butterfly here, and in this typewriter is a little guide on the keys and where you put your fingers. And then this is from my friend Dee at the paper drawer. 2 library cards that are true, original ephemera. This one is The Changing Lives of American Women and American Academy of Political and Social Science, Women in the Modern World. So I thought, okay, here we are in the 1940s when this book was printed. We're going to school to be, how to be a successful business girl. So I thought those books were good titles for this. Here's another image from the annual. This is from this actually is 1961, so that's from a different something. It's not the same annual. It's not even annual paper, so I found that somewhere else and I don't remember where. So we have a little vintage ruler there on this page. Address book, decoupaged onto original book sheet. This is some faux vintage cellophane tape. Stamping here. This is Craig's shorthand. Computer paper. Another image from the sewing pattern book, and this is on another advertising, but I found that in a flea market that we have here in Georgia, and they print a monthly or bi-monthly kind of newsprint catalog sort of thing, and I found that in that, so I just used that as the background. This came from a envelope from junk mail. Journaling here, and this is a pen that was cut out from the office supply sheet. Another sheet from, this is actually the alma mater song, or the whatever they call it, song of the school. Made a tab here that looks like a ruler, and it's scrapbooking paper with some fabric, so you've got more sentiments to read here. Then this is from the business record book. This is the original page to this book. Then this has, this is a coin from a little coin collecting book. More ledger paper. Wise Old Owl. And then this again is our professor or dean or whatever you want her title to be. And then we have general writing tips here, and then a cursive practice card for journaling. And I've made this be a little pocket with her desk and the bookcase and all that. So these tuck in here. Another napkin decoupage over the whole page. This is the 1922-23 dictionary. Just added the butterfly with napkin decoupage there. Stamp here. Address book, stamping. There's another fan. There's the other side of the dictionary. Washi tape here. This is another one of the drawn images from the original book. Some number stamping here. And this is from, that's from some other sort of book. I don't remember now what it's from, but this is another image from a sewing pattern envelope. Another page from the 1957 annual. Computer paper. Here's that strip that looks like washi. Again, that is just a strip cut from a magazine page. And then this is the Perpetual Calendar. This is from the sheet of office supply things. This is another. I know this. I did this because this is the original sheet from the book, and I did this kind of copying with ink, just oxide or distressed inks. Sally's at Studio Rat, her idea on the ledger paper, and I liked how it turned out. So we have a little flip out here, another butterfly napkin decoupage, dictionary page. This is also from my dad's business. This is the stamp for his checking account. He passed away way back in 1995, so that's been around a long time. Then we just have a little card there, a little tuck spot here with the gem clip. This is from the statistics book. It's another one of the schools that's in the district for where this book came from. A different typewriter on this side. It says documented here. I did some inking on this page. Perpetual Calendar with a tab. A little collaging up here. Here we have a memo sheet on this computer paper. Little ticket there. This folds up. This is the other side of the annual with more sentiments written. The timekeeping book. Made an uptuck here with a piece of fabric, and then this quote, which I don't know where it came from. I don't even remember now where I found it, but I thought it was quite good. Communication is like the fine line of a spider's web. One tenuous strand makes little difference, but put them together, weave them well, and you have something of inordinate strength. So that's just a little nod toward how important good communication is. We have a journaling card here. We have some more office ephemera type things. Another little note. Says words at the bottom. That's Tracy. I think that's a Tracy Fox label. And this is another little handwritten note that looks like it says something in McGaffey. Reader and McGaffey, Atlanta, which is where I'm from. So that was in my mother's things as well. So I tucked that in there. It has a little charm here. It looks like a typewriter key. Another little drawing, another Tracy Fox label. Little doily here, and this is the typewriter sheet with a little place to journal on there. Napkin decoupage on this side. Then this is original to the book. Another little image of a cheerleader there. This quote says, "Endure and preserve yourself for better things." Virgil. And that's pretend put on with the tape. And then I have a telephone. These are the typewriter and the telephone are Tim Holtz dies. And in here we have a playing card that is the Marine Electrical Service Incorporated, which could be a place that one of these ladies may be a secretary for. Then we have a couple of little journaling cards here that says phone and email on it. And then I have some vintage Rolodex cards, miniature Rolodex cards. And they were very vintage. And they have phone numbers on them. So I don't know if the phone numbers are still good or not, but they're tucked in the phone there. This is from a vintage Yellow Pages. And it says, any phone call could be important. Always answer the phone promptly. So I like the little princess phone this brings back. I always wanted a pink princess phone in my room. Did not get one. Oh well. So I never have had a princess phone. Another image from the book, stamping there. Here is another pocket with the dean, professor, or whoever. And then we have another tips for taking notes here. And then we have this image that's Kappa Delta Epsilon. And that must be a business. That looks like it might be a business fraternity, I guess it is. Napkin decoupage here. Another image from the sewing pattern. It's typewriting paper manual. Another bit of washi looking image that's really from a magazine. Little collage in here. This is from my Estonian to English dictionary. So that's the word for type. And then on the other side is the typewriter. The weekly timekeeping book. And here is the Z. So I started with A and I'm ending with XYZ. It's almost to the end, not quite. Another page here with from the annual and the typewriter manual. And an original from the book. Computer paper, Greg's shorthand, Perpetual Calendar, statistics. This was a whole middle of one of their signatures in that book of these classroom front and back. From the front, taking a view from the front and from the back of the room. Some collaging here. That's the Perpetual Calendar. Made a scrappy pad here with just a few sheets of paper and used my corrugated cardboard to do the lines. And then this is a petty cash voucher here. Some washi, Tim Holtz fabric washi there. Another computer printout piece. And then here we have another lady that is from the sewing pattern. And then this is a die cut typewriter from, I don't know where, but it is a little tuck spot. Here, you have to put something little in there. I added this paper in it because I wanted it to look like it had typewriter paper in it. So I added that in. Then we have an acetate, this is from Seven Gypsies, pocket here, and I cut it in half. It was a whole full, about this size sheet. We have a collaged tag with journaling space sewn around that same little fabric that I love. And then these are some miniature lessons for the typewriter. And this is not from the manual I have. This is from a different manual that my friend Dee at the Paper Drawer has. She let me have those. And then this is another sheet from the original book of how to do a proper business letter. Backed it with tissue, wrapping paper tissue. That's tucked right in here. And the tag goes in front, so you can see through the tag. Another quote here, there's only one success, to be able to spend your life in your own way, by Christopher Marley. Christopher Marley. And that's on a typewriter piece. There's my dad's business stamp again, and typewriter paper, and then this is a stenographer's paper, another annual page. And then we come to the end of the book, and this is the back of the XYZ dictionary page. And this is how I expect a graduate of how to be a successful business girl. This is how she would dress, how she would look, and how she would carry herself in the business world. So then we have the last picture of this professor, dean, or whoever we want her to be. And then this is another original ephemera, and it's the Coming Matriarch, How Women Will Gain the Balance of Power. So that's tucked in there. It's got a little fabric on it. And then back here is a pocket that has, these are airmail envelopes, but they are just printed. I printed them on tracing paper. So I have bought this digital, and I printed it on tracing paper so it would look like real airmail during the war. I have some original airmail envelope that my uncle, my dad's brother, was in World War II, that he wrote letters to his parents, my grandparents, and they are in the original, and they were tissue feeling and looking. I guess it was a lot cheaper to mail those. So that is the end of this book. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I'd like to know what you think about this journal. I'm trying to be a really frilly, lacy, lot of fabric-y kind of girl, and I'm just not getting there yet, but maybe I will. I still want to do a lace journal. And this one was more business, so I didn't think it needed a lot of lace. A little bit of fabric I have in here. But anyway, I'd like to know what you think. I think it's kind of cool. It's my thing, I guess. So this will be in my Etsy shop. I'll have the link below on that. And I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.